Hello.
We're back, guys. Look, I'm sure that all of you already prepared coffee, tea, maybe some champagne. But you know, this global craziness of the future of the finance and art already coming on our eyes. DeFi, NFT, yield farming, liquidity providing farming, all that stuff happening now. And I would like to welcome all our speakers on this session. Here they are. Jenny Yang, founder of Star Consulting and BlackGlobe. Mindao Yang, founder and CEO of DForce.network. Xiaowin, managing director, Digital Renaissance Foundation. Mikhail Sayfullin, CEO of Enecuum, and Olga Kochmar, CEO of Zionodes. Guys, the stage is yours. Go ahead. I don't know who's the moderator, but I think the stage is yours too. You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you, Sergey.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you, Sergey. Thank you very much. Yeah. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jenny Yang, and my Chinese name is Miao Yang. I'm based in Beijing from Chinese market. I'm the founder and CEO of Star Consulting and BlackGlobe. Today, it is my great honor that I have this invite from DigitalWeek.Online to moderate this cool panel. I really look forward. Today we have very, very great panelists on board. And at the very beginning, I would like to make a very brief introduction about them, and later they will make a more introduction about themselves. Our panelists, we have Ms. Olga Kochmar, the CEO of Zionodes, and also we have the Mr. Mike Sayfullin. Am I pronouncing?
Okay. Yeah, it's right. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, Mike is the CEO of Enecuum. Warm welcome, Mike.
Thank you.
Also, okay, and also we have the Mindao Yang, DForce founder.
Hello.
And hi, Mindao. Okay, and also at the same time, we have Mr. Cao Ying, Digital Renaissance Foundation managing director, and who is also a very, very experienced early investor in DeFi, in Polkadot, and also in NFT. Later, he will share some of his experience. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay. This is March, and we have seen that this year is already very epic. We have seen many, many great changes in the cryptocurrency space globally. For example, many Wall Street institutions are more and more coming to this field. And at the same time, just yesterday, in the NFT space, we have noticed a very, very big milestone. People's artwork is auctioned at a historically high price of $669 million US. Am I right? Yeah, this is groundbreaking, and this is the best marketing for this industry. And I think that every one of us are very excited because more and more people from the mainstream markets are starting to looking at this field, looking at NFT, looking at DeFi. What are the good projects? What are the good NFT projects? Where are the opportunities? And that is why today we are getting together, and I want to hear more from your more opinions from you, because you are the forerunners in cryptocurrency space, in DeFi, in NFT, and also in mining. So at the very beginning, I hope that I want each one of you to make a more introduction about you and also about your platform, so that our audience can know better about you. Yeah. So let's start from Mike. Okay.
Yeah. Hello. Thank you for joining this panel discussion. My name is Mike Sayfullin. It's my international name. My original name, Mikhail. So I'm a founder and CEO of Enecuum blockchain network. So we actually start our project 2017. and right now we're on the mainnet already 6 months. We provide for the people and for our users a possibility to create the tokens, different kind of tokens on top of our protocol. It's reissuable, non-reissuable, and mineable tokens as well. In our roadmap, we will develop the NFT tokens Q3 or Q4 this year. So actually, we're around the protocol based on 3 type of nodes, and on the rope on the map behind me, you can see it's around 1,500 nodes all over the world, which support our protocols. It's POW nodes, POS nodes, and POA nodes, which actually is mobile phone. So the mobile devices, it's part of our core protocol. And this month we will run our first AMM DEX based on Enecuum network with a lot of different features. So we actually in all of these fields. So we are in the mining space, we are in the DeFi space, and the NFT space, which will join in next or after next quarter. So that's main information about our project. So thank you.
Great. Thank you, Mike. Next one, can Mr. Cao Ying make a brief introduction about you?
Okay, hi guys, I'm Cao Ying, and I'm the managing director of the Digital Renaissance Foundation. We are somehow working as an investor, but not that kind of those traditional investors. We invest those projects, and also we work with projects, and also we will have our own projects in the future. So we can call ourselves like the immersive, somehow like the investors. And we have been investing in the DeFi and the NFT domains for more than 3 years, from the very beginning of the whole DeFi industry, and also the very beginning of the NFT industries. And somehow, a lot of our projects, they are now working on Polkadot and the Near, and also Cosmos as well. So somehow this is called so-called the competition chain with the Ethereum. But also, I'm a huge fan of Ethereum. Yeah. Somehow that's a very brief introduction.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you very much. And next one, Olga, can you make a brief introduction?
Hey, sure. So first of all, it's a pleasure really to be in this panel. And happy to know all of you guys. So a brief intro about us. We are the liquidity aggregator in the mining space. So basically, we currently have 2 directions. We have the marketplace, which is aggregating all the data centers and basically miners on the platform. And so is providing like a remote tool for both like retail and institutional customers. And also we have the other direction, which is the tokenization of hash power. So at the current stage, we're fully focused on the new project, which is going to be launched very, very soon. It's like the tokenized hash power fund. And so we are today we're live on testnet. And so basically what we are doing is aggregating the data, that we are aggregating the mining power all around the world. So we have these data centers, right, which are providing power for our tokenized fund through the marketplace. And we are managing the capacities through the marketplace. And at the same time, we are empowering and increasing the Terra hash power per each token for our project. So we have accomplished like the core milestones. We have got currently the full stack of like the tokenization platform, and we already have users on it. And currently we're going to launch on Hiko.
Wow, very, very impressive. Thank you, Olga. Okay, next one, can Mindao make a brief introduction about you and DeForce? Thank you.
Okay, hi guys. Yeah, actually I am more like an investor turned entrepreneur. I joined crypto in like 2013. At the time, mainly in trading, Bitcoins, also mining a bit. And then I participated in Ethereum ICO and subsequently invested in Cosmo, Filecoins, and also Mana as well, Decentraland. I think it's the very first metaverse NFT platform, and it's quite successful. After that, I founded DForce in early 2019. DForce is basically a DeFi protocol matrix platform. We're working on Ethereum. We launched our stablecoin protocols as well as our lending protocols. We just launched our lending protocol 2 weeks ago. And also we are about to launch our synthetic asset protocol probably in the next month. So we're actually doing quite a wide range of protocols, and we connect them together. We also have yield markets and all interconnected together. And it's one of the largest DeFi project in terms of log value in China. We have about close to $100 million log value. And also we have invested from China Merchants Bank International, which is the 5th largest bank in China, and also Multicoin and Huobi as an investor. So I'm very, very happy to be here today to share our observations in DeFi and NFT. Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, I'm muted. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you very much, everyone, for introducing what you do and what your platform does. Very, very impressive. Next question I want to discuss with you is about the mainstream market with cryptocurrency industry, because as I mentioned at the very beginning, that in recent months, more and more traditional heavyweights institutions are beginning to come to this cryptocurrency market. And previously, many people, they held some biases about this industry, but somehow recently, the biases are beginning to disappear, and this is really good news. And some institutions they are spending huge money buying BTC, buying ETH, these great assets. So I want to ask, how do you guys think about the differences in the market right now compared with 1 year or 2 years ago, or even 3 years ago? And what, from your perspective, what new opportunities are you seeing? So I hope that which one, who want to start?
Hey, Jenny. Yeah, so let me start discussing this question. So I think it's actually very cool, and that really is very different from what was in 2017, as I entered myself when Bitcoin price was around like 500. And seeing all this craziness is really, it's so cool. So actually, I think that Bitcoin price has seen already these kind of strong correlations, right, with the capital market. And if we really come back to the time, like by the pandemic, right, by the COVID, then we had that kind of Black Monday, right, like the stock market crash. And so actually, every time when it happens, right, we see these correlations. We see that Bitcoin price is completely reflecting what's going on out there, right? And so having even now the yield, right, of treasury, of 10 years treasury, right, it crossed like the abnormal point of like 1.5%, and then immediately Bitcoin correlated that. So I think like that this is the first the first point like to be mentioned. The other thing is like institutions, I think, are always looking to find, alternative assets to have that hedging tool in their portfolio, right? And having, huge guys like Tesla coming in with like 1.5 billion now on their balance sheet, having Bitcoin is really a huge event. And so I think basically it comes not only because of these, evolvement speed of the industry itself, but also for the just basic managerial tools, to diversify and hedge the risk, seeing the Bitcoin as a digital gold.
Okay, thank you, Olga. Okay, Ian, what's your idea? Because you have been in this industry for several years, and you have witnessed the whole lots of developments, the key developments in this industry. So how do you think of the recent change?
Yeah, I see there are two paradigms shifting. from the traditional somehow like narratives. First one is that we can see Bitcoin is widely accepted as somehow not just somehow option of gold. Bitcoin is widely accepted in those institutional players as a very stable and risk-free assets, in this very turbulent world. And another narrative, another paradigm shifting is that blockchain technology, especially DeFi technologies, is going to totally transforming the traditional centralized, settlement and the trading, and also kind of I can see this kind of fundamental layers of our current global trading and global finance system into somehow a totally new, different one. A decentralized one, and those technologies, I mean those protocols, those companies, for example, like DForce, like RV, like Uniswap, and also like Akala, all those wonderful teams, they are building a totally new foundation for another kind of paradigm that is very unfamiliar for all those banks and also even governments, and also of course for everyone, I mean those retail users like us. So this kind of shifting, I mean paradigm shifting, will cause huge money flow into the current the crypto industries, and also those blockchain companies who have not yet their cryptos. So this kind of shifting will, I think, will maybe last for next 20 or even longer terms, and years. And this kind of shifting will cause, will create a lot of those billionaires and trillion worth companies, just like Google nowadays and Facebook nowadays. And I can say that maybe in the year 2035 or 2025, the world top, the top largest 10 companies among those company lists, they will have some kind of like crypto companies or crypto protocols. For example, RV or Uniswap, which will replace the traditional like JP Morgan or SEC, also not SEC, I mean New York Stock Exchange. But this kind of, this kind of transitional fundamental, revolution will not be, just a go flow very easily. Among this kind of process, there will be a lot of challenges in front of us, and also in front of those, governments and the regulational guys. And we should have somehow join force with those institutional players like banks, like stock exchanges, and also like regulators, for example, China governments or United States governments, to force, to force some kind of, new paradigm for regulation, and also for the whole industry. This is, there's a tremendous work we should do, and it can be done in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Ying. Okay, next one, can Mike share your ideas on about the subject?
Yeah, thank you. So from my point of view, I will see that last year was a show to all crypto industry that DeFi field was absolutely amazing thing, which was created on top of blockchain protocol, because it was absolutely new paradigm for finance. And it was a lot of growing. First of all, DeFi sectors like lending protocols, yield farming, decentralized exchange, and some yield farming protocols. And it completely opened the new doors for people which can invest, which can trade in decentralized way. So like in 2017, it was the lot of hype, and there was a lot of ICO, and different kind of projects was just implement the blockchain, and was try to implement some blockchain in the business workflow, business process of those people which already was exist. And after a couple of years, we will see the only DeFi projects was growing. So it was absolutely show to everyone all over the world. It was it will be the vector for next 2, 3, 5, maybe 10 years, maybe more. So this is from my point of view. Regarding the NFT, so as Sao told us, like he was invested 3 years or 4 years ago in some NFT projects. So NFT right now, it's also hype, but the hype was gone from digital art tokenization. But NFT in general, this technology was already used by those quite huge project as a VeChain, because from technological point of view, from technological perspective, the NFT, it's a very good technology for supply chain, for example. And you can implement the NFT technologies for supply chain for international global company. But the hype come from the art and digital asset tokenization in this year. And I think it's also just the beginning of the NFT era, because it's also opened the door for very friendly interface and freedom to give tokenizate the digital assets and the art and some also the physical art, also the physical products. So I think this this trend we will see the growing of this industry, DeFi and NFT, at least this year, and I think next couple of years will be the same.
Okay, thank you very much, Mike, for sharing your ideas on DeFi and also on NFT. Thank you very much. And also here, Mr. Mindao, that you have very experienced financial background, and you are an investor turned startup founder. Right now, you are the founder of DeForce.network, a DeFi decentralized lending platform. So I want to hear your ideas about the market change. Biggest paradigm.
I think I agree with Yin and Mike that because I was in traditional finance for a long time, like private equity, distressed direct investment, and I also been in crypto for a long time. That I've been through like at least 3 cycles, right? The 2013, 2014 cycle. At the time, there was only Bitcoin and shitcoin. There's only 2 coins, right? And Ethereum is actually a shitcoin back in 2013. And then we have the mega cycle in 2017, and now we have 2021 cycle. But this time is different. It's indeed different because in the previous 2 cycles, it's all retail driven, right? So market dynamics is all retail driven. It's Asia driven. It's China driven. So you can hear a lot of like China ban back in the 2013, 2014, and 2015, 17. When there's always rumor about China ban, there's always market, just down and gone into like a free fall. But now, actually, the China ban and all this negative news have no impact on the markets because I think there was a lot of institution going into the market. And my personal experience is that when actually before 2019, I really didn't talk to my friends in the traditional finance that I'm in crypto because it's a lot bit scammy to talk about crypto at the time. And blockchain, right? Like Mike said, ICO times and all this craziness and people raise tons of money, but there's nothing, there's nothing really realized. At the time, it's all about pipe dreams. It's nothing that, tangible. But I think when DeFi came into the scene, I think it definitely changed the whole landscape of crypto. And crypto suddenly becomes something that is very understandable for people coming from finance background. So now when I'm talking to my friends in finance about lending, it's very similar to traditional lending markets, interest rate derivatives, and all this stuff is pretty much like what we have in traditional finance. The difference is that it's different rail. Is a paradigm shift from a decentralized market and unified market perspective. So I think that the difference is that it definitely DeFi brings a huge change in the industry and make it more legitimate. So now we have a lot of very sort of senior people from the different industry, the finance, I think they recognize not just Bitcoin, but DeFi as a legitimate industry. I think this is going to be change. Particularly, I think there will be a huge change coming, over the next like 10 and 20 years. I agree with Yin that it would totally change the fundamentals of financial infrastructure. And it's fantastic that we do lending protocols and stable coins, and all the users are coming from different places. I don't even know where they're coming from, but they're actually just connecting to your protocol, and it's totally permissionless. It's just fantastic that I think it's the first time in history that money just not really confined in a geography, right? It's not like the money is in China or in the States or Brazil. It's just become in the protocol. So I think that's really it's definitely a paradigm shift. You look at the financial history over the past like 2 centuries, it never happened before that people deposit money into the protocol. Could be someone in the States, could be someone in Brazil, and someone borrow the assets. Could be the asset that's applied by, for example, a user in India. So I think it totally changed the whole financial infrastructure. I think that DeFi is going to be a dominant theme over the next 5-10 years, even though that we see the NFT is become a very hot topic. But I think the NFT is just a subset of asset class of DeFi. I think the major theme still be DeFi. You can, I think that it's not exaggerating to say that DeFi actually is a renaissance of crypto, right? It's a renaissance of crypto. It basically give it a new life. That's my sort of observation. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 You can also leave some comments about other observations as well.
I have some comments from right now the government and the central bank of the different country already implement the CBDC system. So can we talk that it's this idea was novel by DeFi? Maybe yes, because the CBDC system also will change the rules from the banking system and the government system, because with the CBDC the banks will have to focus more on the insurance, where they have to work more with a huge company, but not for retailers. So will it change the economical for the government and for the countries? I think yes. And it can be also the part of DeFi. Maybe some smart guys decide like this is a very cool system and we can implement it, and it can change the traditional payment. So the DeFi, it means the DeFi completely changed the landscape, not for retail investors or traditional investors, but also it changed already the traditional system with the central banks. So this is absolutely unbelievable features. And it was come like with one of the pioneer of DeFi was the Uniswap. So these guys was implement the AMM algorithm, was created by guys from Bancor, and it was not so successful on the Bancor, but it was huge successful on Uniswap. So there are a lot of new ideas right now on the market, and the like 100 projects came to the market with different ideas. And I think it will be some brilliant ideas, which also will improve DeFi sectors.
Great. Yes, great, Mike. Yeah, this historic changes is taking place right now, and all of you are disruptors in this sector, and witnessing this huge thing taking place. This paradigm shift, just like Ying mentioned just now. About DeFi, actually, just on February the 5th, there is a huge endorsement from the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis. I think all of you have read that report, because Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis published a report on decentralized finance, and noting that DeFi has the benefits of accessibility, composability, efficiency, and transparency. This is important because this is the message from the Federal Reserve Bank. So DeFi is no longer a game for a small group of geeks or disruptors, and they are more mainstream organizations are looking into this field. So my next question is, how do you guys see the DeFi development in 2021? How and also how your platform, your business is adjusted to this change? So who wants to start?
I can start.
Okay, Mike, please.
Yeah, so actually we start creating, as I told you before, our protocol in 2017, and we already launched a lot of very impressive features. And for example, for stablecoins, Mindao, you told, I visit your website and you have some stable assets like USD and gold. So we implement very cool features with the transaction system, and we excluded the gas-like conception for our users. So it's mean if for example you will issue the 1 million USDT on top of our protocol, and you will put the transaction fee as 10 cents for each transaction. When Alice sent a transaction to Bob, she have to pay 0.1 BTC USD to issuer address, to wallet of issuer. And issuer will pay to miners 1.5 Enecuum. So what does it mean? So Alice can communicate with the blockchain, with the stable coins or other coins very easily. They don't need the gas-like and the mainnet coins, native coins. So this is for UX and UI, for user experience first. And secondly, just imagine you create 1 million USDT, and your users make 10 million transactions. So after 10 million transactions, all emission will go to the issuer address. So this is the very cool features, and it's already work, and it's already complete and done. So from user experience, and it's really easy to communicate. And for projects which issue the tokens, it's extra options to get the rewards from users' commission. So this is the first, and we implement a lot of different features which completely new to the market, and our project is compatible to the Ethereum or Polkadot, and right now we create the smart contracts which integrate to the core of the network, so it's more security than traditional swaps on Uniswap, and you have to approve the contract, and as you know, a lot of scammers which put some bugs in the smart contract, and you have to provide to the access to your funds through MetaMask or some other wallet, and it was damaged to the market like hundreds of millions. And we try to make it more secure and absolutely different architecture to make the DeFi sector more secure and stable. So this is what we are doing right now, and you can check and see it. It's already work.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. Yeah. How do you see the DeFi will develop in 2021? Yeah.
Yeah, I see there were maybe 3 milestones in 2021 in this year. First one, yeah, that's the TVL will somehow exceed more than $100 billion. And now we have passed around $60 billion already. So it's not very tremendous amounts in the future. And also another milestone is that some kind of major banks, maybe like in Wall Street or in Frankfurt or London, will try to implement some kind of DeFi protocols as their fundamental transaction or settlement layers. And I see the third some kind of milestone is that when DeFi outside of Ethereum, maybe on Polkadot, maybe near, or maybe on Cosmos, that will have more than 10 billion US dollar in terms of TVL. And this kind of three milestones that will signal that three things. One is that DeFi is no longer just a very experimental, some kind of stuff for geeks like us. And the second is that DeFi will become or somehow will replace the current using global trading and finance infrastructures, centralized infrastructures like those United States things. And the third signal is that Ethereum will become somehow like the layer 0. It will be a universal transaction layer for other layer 1 protocols, for example, like Polkadot, like Near, or like Cosmos, or even like other protocols, other chains. And some other chains like Polkadot, they will become like operational system, like Windows, for those daily DeFi applications and the transactions. That will create a 3-layer infrastructures. One is BTC. This one will create somehow like a storage layer for all kinds of values. And the second is Ethereum. Ethereum will become the universal transaction and the settlement layers for other chains. And the third is the operational layer. And it's just like the operating system, like Windows. Like Polkadot and Near. And all those, DeFi applications upon Polkadot and Near, they will be somehow like the daily usage, daily usage for those applications. People will no longer use, the Ethereum as a daily usage for transaction for their own, products, for their own protocols. But those kind of applications upon Polkadot, they were, fundamentally somehow transmit or settle their, transactions and the trees on Ethereum. So this is how three three milestones and the 3 signals behind the milestones I foresee in this year.
Wow, thank you. Thank you, very good. Olga, how do you predict the DeFi market this year, and how your business will be adjusted? Yeah, please share your idea.
Yeah, so for sure, yeah, I have some ideas and hard to predict, but to be honest, yeah, I do agree with Taoyin. I think that this is we haven't reached that, high point in terms of TVL for sure. But I think also that the major and very interesting market turn that, we have some like Ethereum forks appeared, which are like somehow turning into monopoly, those like Binance chain launched and the Smart Chain, right, and Hiko. And I feel these are always also to be the competitors, although like Taoyin also mentioned like the core ecosystems, right, like Polkadot, and I mentioned Ethereum, Cosmos, and there is also Tezos actually having a lot of infrastructure and applications to be developed recently. So yeah, I do see there will be the very even faster growth in terms of these Ethereum forks launched by new ecosystem launched by exchanges.
Okay, thank you, Olga. So how Mindao, how's your idea?
Yeah, I think it's always difficult to make predictions because when I was earlier last year, I made the prediction about DeFi hitting a TVL of 10 billion. That's the most optimistic estimate, right? And at the time earlier 2020, I think it's about 1 billion, just barely break 1 billion. So I think the 10 times growth probably is okay. but now you can see like it's 40 times growth. And I agree with Yin that probably will keep, it's definitely very easy to break like 100 billion market cap in terms of total lot value. But actually, if we look at the whole crypto, it's only like 1.7 trillion US dollar. It's about 25% of market cap of gold. So I think it's a very, very small asset class. I don't think it's, from a traditional finance perspective, it's not even an asset class, right? We're talking about asset class typically is like 5 trillion or even like 10 trillion US dollar to be classified as asset class. You talk equity, stocks, or real estate. So I think looking at the 2021 sort of development in DeFi, I will look at two things. One is on scalability on asset. I think that now we are predominantly just crypto. I think this is a huge bottleneck. We don't have much asset outside of crypto. I don't think that trading and crypto is the only option, right? So that's why in this year our lending protocol is going to be supporting more real asset lendings. And we onboarded, we just onboarded GoX as a gold token. It's 100% backed by physical gold. It's a wrap on top of Paxo. We are going to be accepted as a collateral into a lending platform. So it will be the first DeFi accepting gold token as collateral. And we are going to create a yield market for gold tokens. So basically, owning, have a gold is not just like a passive commodity. You can earn cash yield on top of that, owning it. So I think that will be very excited. And also we have to expand it to real estate financing as well. We can see that MakerDAO and the other DeFi protocol is also going to reach out to the real estate financing, solar farm financing. So we'll see a lot of traditional finance come into DeFi this year. And we go scale out, the asset beyond just crypto. And you look at traditional assets like real estate is several hundred trillion US dollar asset class. Bonds and stocks is all 100 trillion US dollar asset class. So I think the sky is unlimited. So we have to break the asset supply. Otherwise, we'll be just constrained, confine ourselves on crypto. The opportunity will be very limited. And I think the second change probably will be a game changer is the layer 2. Because now layer 1 is so expensive. We used to pay our staff in stablecoin on layer 1 on Ethereum. So every time that we pay, in stablecoin, it's like costing like $10 per transaction, right? So we're joking that we actually collect all the gas fees. We can buy everyone a very good hot pot trade. Just the gas fees cost like hundreds of dollars every time we pay the salaries. It just doesn't make sense. So layer 2 has to be implemented this year. Otherwise, everyone just move to BSC, Binance Smart Chain. We already deploy our protocol in Binance Smart Chain. It's very fast. Even though it's not a layer 2, it's not permissionless, it's not decentralized, but the users actually don't care. The users will go where the gas fee is lower, the transaction faster. But of course, as an industry, we definitely will embrace more permissionless, decentralized sort of layer 2. But when that didn't come, and we have to find other solutions, including Polkadot or even Near as a layer 2 solution. So I think scaling Ethereum is definitely one of a very significant game changer this year. If actually we manage to do it in the first half of this year, I think there will be significant innovation that will build out. Because in layer 1, basically you don't have much innovation that you can build on layer 1. The gas fee is so high that it basically tries out all the other protocols except lending, which is low frequency and high sort of transaction value, right? Trading doesn't make much sense now on layer 1, except AMM. You cannot do auto book, you cannot do derivative trading, you cannot do margin trading. Every guy that doing like derivative trading all move to layer 2 in different forms. So I think solving the gas problem and transaction speed problem is definitely will spring up a lot of innovations beyond just DeFi, right? NFT, if actually buy a very small sort of NFT, it doesn't make sense to do it layer 1, right? The gas fee probably is more expensive than NFT itself. It is just a very like crypto kitty. So it's definitely have a lot of constraint on the applications. If actually we're just on layer 1. So that's why I think that we definitely should focus more on layer 2 and the other, Hacko or Binance Smart Chain or Polkadot to find the other alternative platform.
Yeah. Since all of you mentioned about Binance Smart Chain, Heco, and Polkadot, so let's jump to the next question. We see that in recent months we see many ETH forks, yes, just like BSC and Heco. So how do you view this market term? And many people, I noticed a phenomenon because previously many startups, they decide to do their projects based on the Ethereum ecosystem, but right now they are thinking about moving to Binance Smart Chain or Heco. So do you think that these two chains would pose direct threats to Ethereum? What do you guys think? So who want to start? Yeah.
Well, regarding this point, I would say a few words. I think that the launch of both BCS and Heco, it was like the inevitable step, since we've even seen few projects closing like due to these high transaction fees, and like there is still a huge difference between like 10 to 100 GV that you pay per gas. So I think that these issues have been also just mentioned on panel. But I also think there are a few like other cases which would actually lead to also deploying on those chains, like for example having this cross-chain transfer, that you can have all these currencies and all these assets being traded on and transferred between these different chains. So it is actually facilitating much larger adoptions. And apart from that, I think there are many more cases, to like driven to these decentralized sites.
Okay, thank you, Olga. So, Mike, how do you think about this subject?
So, as you maybe know, the Binance Smart Chain already did the more transaction per day in the last month than Ethereum. So it's a big signal for everyone that people would like to pay less and get more transaction speed than pay more and less transaction fees. So from this point of view, the people doesn't care about how the Binance Smart Chain is decentralized. But some of the projects still would like to use the Ethereum ecosystem and pay more for Aave, for Uniswap. So people don't believe that it's the Binance Smart Chain is so secure. But anyway, this is all this kind of projects, all the forks of the Ethereum. So the architecture is completely the same. So for example, the Binance Smart Chain will just use another consensus algorithm from Tendermint, the Cosmos team, but the same time, the same language and the same architecture. So the Heco chain and OKX chain, I think it's the same. So the Polkadot team come to the market, and with the new technology, which most secure, most faster, but at the same time, as far as I know, it's still in the progress and a lot of things still in the development process. So the near, it's also compatible to the Ethereum architecture. So the many projects like Solana, the Avalanche, and all of them can be connected to the Ethereum. So I think the 2021 will be the time of the decentralized bridge, which you can easily swap one asset from one blockchain to other, and you can make it back. So for example, all teams, the blockchain team working on the bridge, for example, you can bridge your tokens from Ethereum to Binance Smart Chain easily right now with Panama. It was the name of Panama Bridge, but now it's just Binance Smart Chain Bridge. And the last week, Andrei Kronia, one of the main developer in the field of the yield farming and DeFi, was also introduced the bridge, but it will be bridge for Ethereum-based blockchains. So I think a lot of bridge will come to the market, and it will easily get access to the token owners to move the tokens and the digital assets from one blockchain to other. But main thing, the people have to be sure that these assets will be secure. So this is where I come back to the technological questions and the security questions, because the damage for all industry, it's like billions for the last couple of years. So the system have to be trustless, the system have to be decentralized, and those kind of projects will come to the market. We as well work on the decentralized bridge, which actually give the possibility to Ethereum-based protocol easily swap the asset from Ethereum to our blockchain and trade and lend and pool these assets on our DEX, which will come next month. So it will be more and more bridges will come this year, definitely. But in general, for retail investors, they don't think much more about the security sometimes, because for them it's very important to make fast transaction. So I just a couple of days ago I compared to process and workflow on Binance Smart Chain and Ethereum. So for lending LP tokens, I pay like 200 USD for 4 or 5 transactions, and I did the same on Binance Smart Chain, and I pay like 2.5 USD. So it's a completely different the cost of communication with the blockchains. Of course, it's very important because you cannot work with LP tokens if you are a small guy from India and you have assets like for 10 USD or 20 USD. It doesn't make sense. You will pay 60 or 70 USD for transactions. And this is the huge problem. And as you guys can remember from 2017, 2018, when was ICO boom, was CryptoKitties boom, everyone thought like, come on, Ethereum, why it's so expensive transaction fee, why it's so complicated to work with Ethereum. But the Ethereum, it's only one blockchain which still working, and it's still safety, and it still work, and it still give possibility to people build on top of Ethereum any kind of DeFi application. Nothing come to the market from 2017, nothing special. It's just first steps for different projects like Avalanche, like Near, like Polkadot. And I'm sure that something, the brilliant will come, but people have to be sure that it's safety, secure, and cheap. Something new, I mean, not Ethereum based. But but people have to believe in that, and maybe for that the people will need like more time, like 1 or 2 or 3 years. So, but it will. I'm sure that it will happen. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Ying, how do you think about BSC, Heckle, the threats to Ethereum? How do you think?
Yeah, I think those exchange chains, they will face maybe in the future some kind of challenges. One is the compliance issue, and we will witness the Coinbase IPO very soon. And this IPO will be historical, and also will raise a lot of those concerns from those jurisdictions. For example, United States, definitely, China, European countries, and also maybe some other countries. So exchange definitely should have some kind of jurisdiction entities. So if United States, or not only United States, if the world keeping the way to be split like nowadays in the future, I think somehow those kind of geopolitical concerns will grow and also terms of what's the some kind of attitudes United States is hold against China and some other countries. So those kind of competitions among those countries will be also very extensive, also very important and critical for exchanges in the future. Once this industry, I mean the crypto industry, become somehow a mainstream industry, and those crypto assets become somehow a mainstream assets. And another somehow like the challenge those chains they will face in the future is that lack of developers, lack of reliable large size developers. Also chains, I mean also exchange chains, they are taking talents, they are taking human resources from Ethereum, also from Polkadot and the Bitcoin community. They have not yet, established their own talent base. This is a huge problem they are facing now. Where is people? Where is assets? Also, where is somehow like the whole ecosystem? But I see Binance is doing very great effort to train their own BSC talent ecosystem, and also they are putting a lot of money for hackathons, for training, and for some kind of other BSC developers bootstrapping events like that. This is a very good sign for CZ and also for other guys see that there is a challenge for lack of talents. And another challenge I will foresee in the future is that BSC and also some other exchanges like Hacko, they're somehow like a sibling of Ethereum, or even a twin of Ethereum in terms of architecture, in terms of the structure of the chain. So Ethereum, a lot of legacy problems are constraining the whole ecosystem. Scalability is just the result of this kind of constraints of the legacy structure. So if this kind of exchange chains, they still use the legacy structure of Ethereum, those applications among those BSCs and other exchange chains, they will also face in the future the problem of another level of maybe like scalabilities or composabilities or interoperabilities, those kind of intrinsic problems caused by the intrinsic legacy problem of the structure of the chains. So this is why Polkadot, Near, and some other new chains is very important for the future of the Web3 world, since they provide not only higher TPS, but also they provide a new kind of structures. For example, Polkadot, they have a very revolutionary structure called a substrate, and also relay chain, pirate chain structure. And also Near has a totally different shading structure compared with the beacon chain structure of the Ethereum 2.0. So you see this kind of, so you can see this advancement of new chains will enable a new era of the Web3 world. For example, people now are building a truly decentralized DWeb. I mean, a decentralized telecommunication industry, a decentralized somehow those infrastructures, real world infrastructures based on other chains, not on Ethereum. Yeah. So I see this kind of three challenges are really critical for those founders. I mean, of those exchange chains like CZ, like Li Ling, like Star Xu, to take into consideration very seriously.
Yeah, thank you. Guys, we're running out of time, and now we have to go to the forward for another speakers. Guys, my huge thanks to all of you for this interesting discussion about NFT, about DeFi, about all this stuff happening in the future of finances. We'll be back within a couple of minutes to that topic. Future of finances, stay tuned. We'll be back very soon.